Alright, off we go take pictures of how much people have been in my yard and dogs since last night. You can see how I came out at about 12:31 in the morning. Maybe later. And I shoveled to right there. You can see the line right there. I didn't go any further. Here, where some dog came in. And you see the paw prints. These are not my dog's paw prints. Those are my footprints because I just walked out here. But my dog hasn't been out here since the snow. So, yep. Dogs run up into my yard, and at least twice because it wasn't out here earlier when I complained. So it looks like a perfect run. Someone with one of their trained mutts ran it up, around that, back this way, and out. Probably while my dog was out here, and that's one of the times when he was spazzing out and barking. Because you can see that there's actually also a trail coming around that side. That's probably why I didn't want to, I don't know. He's a freak. Now I have to fix this thing again. Because the fencing of humiliation, I never have gotten a proper written notice on this. However, appearances suggest that Washington State Democrat landlord-tenant law, with all its poofy, flowery, fabulous language about our rights. Should I turn this way? I don't know. About our rights as tenants, and landlords have rights. Tenants don't have rights unless tenants can afford an attorney. And then when you're affording the attorney, I don't know. Shop around. I don't know what to say about that. Just really sit on your case. Make sure that you're right there. And if they tell you stuff and it doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't matter if they talk down to you and ridicule you. because go tell them I need the links and I need to go and check what you're saying, and then go and study it yourself. So yeah. So even though that boundary, when it was put up and I was written in 2015, when the same or a similar boundary was put up, that in 2015 with string, right after my dog got here. Again, they never do it when I'm looking. They always try and sneak in because it's so creepy. Ugh, just makes me just feel like puking to think about how creepy it is. So they sneak in when I'm not looking, and I'll go out and there'll be some fucking abusive something or other that's gone on. In this case, this. And here comes a jogger. Let's take a picture of this, because Albion is a big jogging place, right? So there's our jogger, because it's a very sporting place. I don't know, but I think the gang's making him run it. At least he's fit. They used to do it as a mean thing to the chubby people, so you'd see people running by that were 150 pounds overweight. Yeah. This isn't exactly a town where you see much in the way of running, and this isn't exactly the type of weather that you would think of someone going and starting running. So it's just sort of peeing on the block, peeing on my dog's territory. There was a man that run, or man in the making that run by too. I don't know which team. So I was saying something about trespassing. Oh, the humiliation borders, and how these people creep up on me in the night and put up this boundary. And in this case, this one upset, Mindful, because it was right in his space, and now he's not a puppy. The first one, it was actually, it might have been a couple days before he got here, or it was right at the time. I think it was up when he got here, because the first thing he did was kind of run his crotch along it and then tear it up, and then we went out there and tore it up, and then we got a little bit in trouble. But you know what? It was turned out to be a false barrier. Oh yeah, so Washington State landlord-tenant law that's made to allow for the ability to people sort of like socialize you out of what may or may, and the reason that it didn't work on me is because I've dealt with these kind of people my whole life, and when my husband used to abuse me, frankly, what I'd tell him when he got really out of control is knock it off. You're not impressive. I grew up in Whitman County, and my mom is my mom. I've seen all your shit before, so knock it off. Same with when a little man came here and beat my assigned company. It's like, dude. And now we're going to make you some spaghetti, and we're going to put it in the freezer. He still screwed up my fasting routine, because inevitably on Saturday morning he'd just go in and make like some kind of spaghetti or whatever I had in the freezer. And it's hard to fast when you're smelling good food, because I'm a pretty good cook. So yeah, but I was just like, because he's like, I want some dinner, I want some dinner. And that's how, like, obviously you get run around, is like, and then, yeah, like, with the child, I just quit making dinner because it was like pointless. Even if with Paul and in my marriage with those two, it was like, even if I made something that they liked one time, they didn't like it the second time. So I was just like, screw it. Let's just buy weed instead. But I feel much better about things now. However, yeah, this kind of stuff is amazing, and the boundary out there is just a way for him to get tangled. And then he was avoiding, he had learned how to not get tangled. So people came by, and I had 2 extra swivels on each side of his lead. They came and they took the swivels off each side of his lead, so he started being tangled up all the time. So yeah, the extra swizzle things. And yeah, and frankly, those tracks got run through. Probably, like right now, there's may or may not be a dog being run through, because I can't really see, because when I did finally get my windows so that they were working and clear, people came over and pried at them and injected, I don't know. It appeared as though unnatural things then proceeded to happen to the windows, and till they were fogged up as if they had opaque plastic on them instead of clear plastic. And there's not a lot I can do about it, obviously, because it's one gang against one old disabled lady. And the whole thing with racism over there in Virginia, that's pretty funny, because we all know, everybody knows, that racism is partly about sex. And yeah, it's the General Hospital women. So the QQ thing, the Q the letter, Q the word, CUE, Q standing in line. That's like, follow the leader, man. And so how it works is, in the old societies, you guys had different things, and then you step up to the Masonic Lodge, and the women watch the soap operas. So you got like the girl Q and the boy Q. And in the soap operas, what do you got going on? You got a lot of like extramarital affairs. Everybody's screwing around on everybody. There's like incest, rape, just like all kinds of really like the lowest of the themes, and yet they have a lot of money. So yeah, so the rape theme people, I guess you guys even know about fetishes now, and what do you call it on that? It's a C word, but it's like fetish, means fetish. So the rape fetish people are after me. They're the soap opera women, and I guess, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not watching the soaps again, but there's other cues. Obviously, there's the science fiction cues. Those are more fun. They're slightly upgraded version of the soap opera cues. We like those better. And now I'm going to go back to washing the dishes. As soon as I tripled down on the fact that, like, in the middle of the night, I shoveled right to that edge. And earlier I complained about, oh, dog, and so these tracks are new. So it happened again while my dog was out on his lead. And then we saw the runner run by, so that's kind of just how it goes, except for with a dog. And they claim that it's eminent domain all the way up into my living room. So that's the thing. And technically that boundary out there is breaking landlord's gonna off, but there's no way to enforce it, and it's considered a civil disobedience. So the sheriff doesn't enforce it, and so it takes going into the court. And if the judge will allow people to, like, call you something crazy and psychotic and all kinds of things like that, even at you on video, and blatantly allow people to lie about you, and work with the people to besmirch your reputation financially, like your credit reputation and landlord reputation. They won't let me my bill pay and all that stuff, just messing with it. And it's really obvious how interconnected all this is. Been through this teenager. I have other people that I know that have talked to me that have been through this, not that they would be on the record because they're terrified. They are terrified. Only one other person's I know besides me who's willingly gone through it twice. And I just live it through it. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the soap opera women, the cheerleader women. I know you're responsible for the intestinal problems that are going on in the United States, and I've seen that before even the pinsing and the strawberries in Australia. I saw you guys sabotaging Walmart, the produce department. I mean, I didn't see you guys sabotaging Walmart, but I would see the results of the various, I guess, campaigns is what you would call them, campaigns of sabotage. And I'd be curious to know how that connects to the soap opera. Because now you got Lady Gaga being like, oh, God this and God that. And it's like her and Beyonce did that Poison video. And I've heard people talking about poisoning, including a story about some woman that, free choice though, because the husband, so she would cook her husband a pound of bacon every day and he would eat the pound of bacon, but her goal in cooking it was to give her husband a heart attack. I found that horrifying. It's like, why don't you just get a divorce or live in separate houses and stay married if you need to do it that way? Or they have apartment buildings in Oregon where there's like a central kitchen and then apartments with a bathroom. I think the bathroom is in the apartment. Some of them have the bathroom in the apartment and it's just central kitchen. Some of them actually share the bathroom. But I mean, go in and get a space like that. Don't try and kill your husband. That's insane. I mean, yes, true, free choice, but I don't think leading people into a bad choice is a good way of doing it. That's like if you have an alcoholic person and you constantly give them alcohol in the hopes that they'll, I don't know. I just don't know what that is about. But anyway, the whole Gaga thing and the poison and the cues and all that stuff. So I would be curious what the various tribal venues of information, tribal venues of pop culture, the pop culture bubbles, how that metadata all relates. But I'm not allowed to know stuff like that, but you people that are studying it could study it and write an article for us that doesn't contain very much of the information, but just enough to be interesting.